Ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure of announcing to you that we are going to make an effort to repeat the old reveille. 1, 2, 3.
Well, we started Texas Jack when Mary Lou and I moved to Fredericksburg from Houston. And actually it had been started in Houston for a short period of time. We used the name on some Old West clothes that we sold there. But we didn't have really a retail store. So when we got to Fredericksburg, the plan was, first thing was to start the store Texas Jack's. And when we moved here, we were in a little building down the street on the west end of town, away from Main Street. Anyway, we're in this little tiny building, all of our gun inventory in the back room and clothing and stuff in the front room. And a funny story is, one day Mary Lou and another employee were working, and the prop master from the movie Texas that was being filmed in Bandera walked into the store, and he looked around, and that was in our early days. And when we moved here, I'd been a buckskinner, muzzleloader, and I had buckskin clothes and everything. Well, I didn't use them anymore, so I had those out for sale. Well, he bought all of them. And he bought all of our mountain men supplies and things for the movie Texas, because Texas, the movie was set in 1838. And so he had a big pile of stuff on the counter, and he came up and he's talking to Mary Lou, and he asked her if she knew where he could get Patterson revolvers. The Patterson was the first Colt revolver made. It came out in 1836 and was used by the Texas Rangers. The movie Texas was about the early Texas Rangers. And they only had one Colt Patterson replica. And they had been to everybody in the United States, and nobody had any. And the guy was desperate to get more, because he said using that one, they have to have one actor shoot his part, another actor has to shoot his part, and he said it's killing the production. And so Mary Lou says, well, just a minute, let me go in the back room and check. So she went in the back room and came out, and she asked the guy, says, well, how many Pattersons do you want? And he said he needs 30. And she apologized and said, I'm sorry, but we only have 26. And he bought all of them. And so anyhow, if you see a gun in the movie Texas, it came out of our little store here, our 1,100 square foot store in Fredericksburg. But then we have, famous people have been here looking around. Tommy Lee Jones lives up the road and in another town, not in Fredericksburg, but not too far from here, and he's been in before. And one day, one of our lady customers, he was standing like at the gun counter area, and there's a big buffalo on the wall just over his head. And this lady walks right up behind him, pulls out her camera, and clicks a picture, and Tommy Lee jumps and looks at her like, you're not supposed to be taking pictures of me. And she said, I was taking pictures of the buffalo. So anyway, that was a funny story. Yes, we expanded the store 4 or 5 years ago and put in modern Western wear, limited, kind of the upscale Wrangler and Stetson Western wear. And we also put in a modern home defense gun department, so we sell Cimarron Firearms and Glocks. And actually the Cimarrons outsell the Glocks 10-1 here or more. We've been here since '95. And this was a tear-down building, listed as a tear-down. The only thing about this building that was worth anything was the roof. If you can see this, the roof structure. We jacked the roof up, knocked all of the walls out, put a foundation in, and then rebuilt the walls and set the roof back down on the new building. And so this roof was built in 1892 by Gottlieb Wilms, a German wagon maker and blacksmith. And this was a blacksmith shop and a wagon yard next door and a wagon factory next door to that. And the wagon factory is now Champ's Jewelry. But anyway, a lot of interesting history here. We never intended to move here. We wanted to go to Round Rock, and the reason we wanted to go to Round Rock is we had a location picked out on Sam Bass Road in Round Rock, Texas, and Cimarron Firearms with that on the barrel. It would read Cimarron Firearms Company, Sam Bass Road, Round Rock, Texas. So you couldn't get any more history on a barrel of a gun than that. But by the time we were able to leave Houston, Austin had gobbled up Round Rock, and it was just part of the city of Austin. So we decided we wanted a smaller country town, and we started looking in Kerrville. Well, we'd go to Kerrville, we'd stay at the YO Ranch Hilton, and look around Kerrville for a place, and somehow always end up driving the 20 miles over to Fredericksburg to see what was happening. We got over here like in January and February, and the main street didn't have a parking place left open on it. So we thought, you know, there's something about this place people like. And we were looking at opening this retail store. So it didn't take much thinking to decide to locate it here. And that's how we got here.
Well, Texas Jack store is all about Old West and some modern clothing. We sell guns, books, lots of clothing, jewelry, a little bit of artwork. People come in here because they've heard about us just to come in here and take a look at the store because it's pretty well advertised, or they hear about it from word of mouth. We do sell a lot of Western guns.
So what are some of the most popular items in the store?
Start with handguns. I would say the Model P. The model number is a 410. It's a 4 3/4 inch 45. That's probably the most popular gun, which is on sale right now. Is clothing, the vests, the Old West vests. We get people in here who dress up all the time in the Old West style, which I do. When I step out in the evening, sometimes I'll get all dressed up. But we sell a lot of vests, the Old West clothes. We sell, right now we're selling Stetson shirts like crazy. People are buying those. We have cards. People come in here and buy Old West themed birthday cards, get well cards, things like that. We have a book called The Boy Captive. It's a local story. We're selling a lot of those. Spurs, you know, things like that. People come in here and buy spurs, believe it or not, holsters and belts for their guns.
So obviously Texas Jacks is a hub for SAS and CMSA shooters in the area as well, right?
That is correct. And we offer a 10% discount to those folks. We have shoots. One at the 10-Star Ranch. There's a shoot up there every month. The guys will stop in here on the way home, and there's a big shoot at Steiner Ranch. The Texican Rangers, they come up here and buy clothes from us because of the discount. We also sell guns to them too.
So let's talk a little bit about Fredericksburg in general. It's a popular tourist destination.
Very popular. When I first moved here in 2006, it was kind of a sleepy little town, but now it's booming with all the vineyards and winemaking going on. It's become a real popular destination point. Chamber of Commerce has done a real good job with advertising. It's just a place to come to hang out for a weekend. Lots of bed and breakfast. There's probably over 400 B&Bs here now. Good places to eat. Lots of wine. Lots and lots of wine now.
Great. Well, I think that covers it. Thank you so much.
Hope it looks good.